One of the things I try to do with my videos is try and educate gardeners with the real facts. Some days I get really discouraged with all the nonsense I see out there. In the last month, there's been numerous new videos released that show you how to sterilize your potting media, how to get ready for starting seeds by treating your potting media and making it sterile. Lots of blog posts tell you the same thing. The videos actually go through the 3 to 5 best ways to do it. I mean, why do you need 5 ways if the first one is the best one? It's really frustrating sometimes. All right, that's my rant for the day. In this program, I'm going to tell you all about sterilizing potting media. Now, my focus will be on potting media that we're going to use for seedlings, because people are very concerned about these little seedlings. They're little babies and they're so tender. We have to take special care of them. Well, no, we don't. No, that's not true, but that's what people think. I'm also going to be talking mostly about potting media. That's usually based on peat moss, core, and more often now we're seeing decomposed wood. It applies to all of those. Everything I'm going to tell you also applies to real soil. If you're one of those people that actually goes into the garden to get your soil, brings it inside and grows your houseplants and seedlings in that, everything I'm going to tell you applies to that. In this program, I'm going to tell you how to sterilize, when to sterilize, do you even need to sterilize? I'm going to explain what I do, and I've been doing that for 50 years now. And then I'm going to give you the results of a survey I did yesterday. I went out and asked experts what they do to get their potting media ready. Stick around for that. That's really interesting. So what is sterile potting media? Well, that's potting media where all of the microbes have been killed off. So there are no bacteria, fungi, viruses, nematodes. None of those things exist. They're all dead. There are no seeds in this media. And most of all, there are no insects, no bugs, particularly those nasty fungus gnats. We've killed them all, so they're no longer in the soil. I have news for you. There is no such thing as sterile potting media. Now, there are laboratories where they can sterilize it and keep it sterile, but they need a lot of specialized equipment to do that. I'm talking about gardeners. Now, you could put the media in a little baggie, sterilize it, and as long as you keep that baggie closed, it does remain sterile. But the minute you open it, it's no longer sterile. Why is that? Well, everything, your hands, are covered in microbes. Just opening the bag lets air in, more microbes. Are you going to put that potting media into a pot? Covered in microbes. If you put a plant in here, you're transplanting one of your house plants, for example, that's covered in microbes. Even the seeds that you plant have microbes on them. They're not sterile. There is no such thing as sterile media. Now, you can buy bags of media, and they say sterile right on them. And I wrote an article about that several years ago. There's no way this material is sterile. And to prove my point, I contacted a number of manufacturers and asked them a very simple question. Can you describe your bagging facilities so we can see how sterile they are? I want to know what kind of equipment and procedures you have for putting that sterile media into these sterile bags and making sure that whole process is sterile. I didn't get a single positive result. They all admitted that their manufacturing process, the bagging process, is not sterile. Their finished product is not sterile. Now, they may heat treat it at some point to get rid of some seeds and insects, but the product is not sterile. There is no such thing as sterile media. Let's have a look at some other myths. One is that you can take your seeds and sterilize them, and people put them in something like hydrogen peroxide, for example. And that probably does kill some microbes, but there's no evidence that they're actually fully sterile. And the minute you take it out of hydrogen peroxide and put it in the soil, you're going to contaminate it. The place you're seeding these things into soil is not sterile, so there's no point in doing that. Not only that, but exposure to hydrogen peroxide can actually kill your seeds. One of the videos that was just published about a week ago had this to say: the seeds inside commercial seed packs are sterilized. Well, they're not. And in fact, yesterday I was speaking to some manufacturers of bagged seeds, and I asked them that question. They just looked at me with these blurry eyes and said, "What are you talking about? They don't sterilize these seeds before they put them into the package." What nonsense. Another myth is that if you sterilize the potting media, you'll get better germination. That really doesn't make any sense. Germination is a result of the biochemical reactions taking place inside the seed. They don't know whether the soil outside the seed is sterile or not. There's no interaction taking place there. Germination is an internal process. Now, I haven't looked at this in depth because I think the idea is just silly. But I did find one study that looked at this, and they concluded sterilizing the potting media has zero effect on the germination rate. Something else a lot of people are saying is that overheating your potting mix will decrease germination. Again, that can't happen. These people are being confused by another thing that happens if you overheat your potting media, which I'll discuss in a few minutes. But it does not affect germination of the seed. It can, however, affect the growth of the seed, but not germination. Yesterday I was at our local Seedy Saturday. These are great events for getting new seeds, and there were a whole bunch of vendors there, so I thought, you know what, I'm going to go around and talk to all of these vendors. Now, some of these are experienced gardeners who are collecting their own seed and making them available to people. Some of the booths were proper commercial seed sellers, but everyone working the show has been gardening for quite a while and is quite used to growing things from seed. That's their expertise. So I thought I'd ask them a simple question. Do you sterilize your potting media before you start seeds? Without exception, when I asked that question, I got blank stares. People were saying, what do you mean? So I'd have to explain it. I said, the internet is full of advice about sterilizing potting media before you start seeds. Is that something you do? Is that something you recommend? And they all go, no, we've never done that. Why would you do that? And then they usually ask me, do you do it? They'd never heard of such a thing. People who are experienced in starting seeds don't sterilize their potting media, and they don't see a point in doing it. In fact, several of the people said to me, why do people make gardening so difficult? And that's true. A lot of people on the internet seem to want to do things in the most complicated possible way. I guess they're really bored and have nothing better to do. So what do? I've been growing seeds for 50 years, and I've grown over 2,000 different species of plants from seed. One of my very first seeds when I was still in university were cactus seed and lithops, if any of you know what that is. They're challenging seeds. I didn't sterilize anything. I still don't 50 years later. I've never sterilized potting media. Here's what I use. I have this tub of potting media. I keep the lid on to keep it moist, and then whenever I need something, I just pot from right in here. Since I grow a lot of streptocarpus, I'm repotting almost every day. So the dish is open, my hands are in it, I'm repotting, the air is coming down, microbes are falling, the bacteria are going into it. The lid keeps it moist so the fungi can grow in here. And I might have these sitting around for months. A lot of people are concerned about having these bags of potting media open. Well, here's the bag I'm working on right now. I buy these things in big bales, and this bag has been open for at least 8 months, and it just sits open like this. Last summer it was in the garage, now it's in my fruit cellar. I don't worry about contamination. Here are the pots I use. Some of these pots are 10 years old, and they're used every summer. Look how clean they are. I don't clean these pots. When I'm finished with it, I dump the soil out and reuse them. I don't even clean them out. I'm not worried about that kind of contamination. In fact, since I'm growing a lot of streptocarpus, I'm growing lots from seed, and a lot of them are rejects. The flowers are just not special enough to keep. And if I'm throwing one out, I just take the plant out and dump the soil back into my reservoir. I reuse the soil. The containers in my garden have soil in them that's 10 years old, and I keep planting in there. I don't care about contamination. The bottom line is that in 99% of the cases, You do not have to sterilize your soil, but there are some good reasons you might do it. If you're buying purchased soil, which I highly recommend for seedling, they're not going to have weed seeds in them, so that's not a concern. As far as the microbes go, I don't worry about those. They're everywhere. You can't get rid of them. The one thing that is a bit of a concern are fungus gnats. If they're flying around and the bag has a rip in it, they may lay eggs in there. So even new bags that you buy might have fungus gnats. Your houseplants may already have fungus gnats and they will travel to your seedling. So if that's a concern, you can heat your potting media to kill those off. Personally, I don't find fungus gnats on seedlings that big of a problem, because we only grow them inside for a month or two and then they go outside and fungus gnats are no longer a problem. They're a bit more of a problem for houseplants that are always indoors. Quite honestly, the best solution for fungus gnats is BTI. I have a separate program about fungus gnats and I'll put a link to that in the description below. So how do I keep fungus from attacking my seedlings? Well, it's really quite simple. Don't overwater. Let the surface dry a little bit. The other thing I do is I have a fan going 24/7. With that fan going, I almost never get damping off. I had it a couple years and I realized pretty quickly that the reason was I forgot to turn the fan on. As soon as I've turned the fan on, the disease went away. But in over 50 years of growing seed, I almost never have damping off because I don't overwater. Another concern is reusing potting soil. So you have some potting soil, you don't want to throw it out, which is a good thing, and you want to reuse it. And so now it's full of all kinds of microbes, bacteria and fungi, and everything's living in there. Do we need to sterilize that before we reuse it? And the answer is probably not. Now, if you had a disease in there that you know is very deadly to plants, then maybe it's better to get rid of that or compost. But unless it's that special case, just reuse it. All right, I know some of you want to sterilize your potting media, so what's the best way to do that? Well, we need to get a higher temperature, and ideally we have moisture. When we combine moisture with high temperatures, the organisms are killed more easily. Here's a table that gives you the temperatures that kill various types of organisms. Now, a lot of people on the internet recommend that you treat this up to 180 degrees Fahrenheit. But you'll see from this table that doesn't actually kill the viruses and doesn't kill all the weed seeds. That advice is not really correct. You have to get up to 212 degrees Fahrenheit. Now you can do that by heating in your oven for 30 minutes, or you can do that in a microwave. When you do it in a microwave, an easy way to do that is to take your potting media, put it in a large baggie, seal most of the bag but leave a little bit open, put it in the microwave and run it for a couple minutes. Some people suggest 90 seconds, other people suggest a couple minutes. It kind of depends on how powerful your microwave is and how much soil you're putting in. Again, you do want to reach those high temperatures. Then take it out and close the bag up. And as long as you keep the soil in that bag, it will remain sterile. But remember, as soon as you pop the bag open to go to use it, it's no longer sterile. Now here's something that a lot of people are not aware of. If we take potting media and heat it too much, you can make it toxic, particularly for seedlings. What happens is the extra heat reacts with the manganese and the nitrogen and creates ammonia, and that can reach toxic levels. So you have to be very careful if you heat above 180 degrees Fahrenheit. Do you need to sterilize your potting media? Well, if you're a nursery and you're producing thousands of seedlings and your whole livelihood depends on this, well, you might want to sterilize it. But for gardeners like you and me, there's no benefit to sterilizing. Stop wasting your time. Learn to water correctly, keep the media a little drier, get that fan going, and you won't have damping off. It's rare to have any other kind of disease affect your seedling. If you're concerned about fungus gnats, have a look at this video right here. And the biggest problem with growing seedlings is getting them too leggy. Look at this video here and that will solve your problem. Happy gardening.